Have you ever wondered about what kind of music aliens listen to? Assuming they find pleasure in sonic vibrations at all, do you think it would be rhythmic, melodic, and enjoyable to humans? Would they have chords and scales similar to our own? Or would it just sound like noise and garble to us? And if they do appreciate standing waves creating nice interference patterns with other standing waves, would they have their own chords and scales? Or would the chords and scales be similar to our own? I would like you to think about something. What is the difference between something being discovered and something being invented? And when we reflect on human-made music, and specifically Western music, in the 12-note equal temperament system, can we say that the major scale was invented by humans, or would it be more accurate to say that the major scale was discovered by humans? This chart is called the harmonic series. It can be described as what happens when you start with an arbitrary fundamental frequency, a standing wave, like a guitar string, and then begin to divide the wave into fractions of itself. First, by dividing it by 1/2, then by 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, etc., until you get to 1/n. For our example, we are going to randomly choose a starting point frequency of 261.43 Hz, or what humans like to call C. You'll notice on the first split that another C note is produced, this being an octave higher. A doubling or halving of frequency is actually the definition of an octave. But something special happens on the next split. A new note is formed. In our table, this note is G. On the next split after that, it's just another C. Actually, let's just stop paying attention to the even splits that do not form a new note. And on the next split after that, it's another new note formed. In our table, this note is E. But wait a minute here. Do you notice anything about the first three notes that were produced by this pattern, C, G, and E? If you said, hey, that's the C major chord, you are correct. Musicians refer to this chord construction as C, the fundamental, G, the perfect fifth, and E, the major third. So what happens if we keep going? What are the first 8 notes that would appear in this pattern if we removed all the duplicates that get produced? This would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, and B. Which is the C major scale, with an extra note thrown in. The extra note being the B flat, which actually belongs on the C minor scale. And if we keep going, creating new notes in the same fashion, the next new notes are E flat and A flat. Meaning now, all the notes in the C minor scale have also been produced. Notes derived so far: C, D, E, E flat, F, G, A flat, A, B flat, B. This accounts for a summation of all the notes in the C major scale plus the C minor scale. Thus, it could be said that the harmonic series quickly produces all the notes in the major and minor scales of the 12-note equal temperament system. To recap, we can say that the major and minor scales are a natural consequence of carrying out the computation of the harmonic series. Thus, the major and minor scales have always existed, even before humans discovered them. So what would alien music sound like? Well, since they probably know about the major and minor scales, and they probably know about chords, I'm going to bet they listen to smooth jazz. In fact, they might have genres very comparable to human music, and their music might not sound so alien after all. To take this one step further, one could argue that if the major and minor scales are a fundamental of physics, like gravity or the speed of light, they would eventually be discovered by all advanced civilizations. So looking for the signs of the major and minor scale note ratios in the night sky, or say, for example, the SETI radio telescope data, this might be a flag to the presence of an intelligent ET.